Rhev's Palaver is now live. Welcome back, my friends. How are you all doing? I am joined today by one of my absolute favorite people to watch, Rock and Rage. Rock and Rage, feels like so long since I've seen you.
I know, right? What's going on? It's crazy.
I know. I was literally just watching you, and thank you very much for ending your stream a few minutes early so you could be here. I appreciate that.
You got it. My pleasure.
So and of course, Rock and I, we now have a real internet friendship, so we can just start. So before, I had to say, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's save this for when we're on air.
Yeah.
In 20 seconds. Like, we're just sitting here gabbing with each other as if the thing's already going. I'm like, oh, you know what? Hold on. I got to go live now. What were we just talking about? Follower numbers.
Yeah, follower numbers. You asked me like I was going to fucking remember.
Well, I figured between the two of us, if we work together, we could get a single firing synapse. That's what happens, kids. You get older.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the second it's out of your mind.
Yeah.
Forget about it. So what I was saying right before we went live, I'm going to take this off actually. It's not even that I'm weird. I'm like in this somewhat hot, somewhat cold. Like I put it on and then I start to feel hot, but then I take it off and I feel cold.
Yeah.
Put my hands here.
You can really see where all the white is coming in though pretty good there when your hair is, because that all looks like it's like white coming in there on the sides.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go back and look at any of my old podcast from a month ago, you see it's all white. It's all white right here. So the one thing, actually, the funny thing about having my head shaved, I've been saying over the last 6 months, I've noticed my hair, I've started to have a receding hairline.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally just in the last 6 months. Hello, Darth Bex. Thank you for the emote and thank you for stopping in. Bex is going to be lurking today. She's spending time with the man. But so I was saying, I've been saying that I've had receding hairline in the last couple of months. Yeah. So after shaving it, I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, I can see the exact pattern of where it's thinning.
Yeah, no, I know it gets. That's why I wear a hat on stream, because I'm afraid the glare from the lights are gonna really screw the camera up. But it's just
Hashtag old streamer problems.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. But, so what I was saying about the follow, I've had a rather stable...
Finally, we're back to what we were talking... Yeah.
I've had a rather stable amount of concurrent viewer numbers over, like, the last month. So, I mean, I can't complain. But it does seem like it's a little bit... Like, I've plateaued a little bit, which happens. I mean, you kind of go up, then you plateau, go up, plateau.
Sure.
I don't know. And hello, James. How are you?
Riggs.
So, here's what I really wanted to talk about, though. Why are you torturing yourself with Outlast?
You know what? I'm probably not going to play it again. I'm not probably going to play it on stream again after today, although I might. It was kind of fun. I just thought, yesterday I wanted to put a surprise stream in, and then tonight I figured tomorrow's Halloween, so let's do something a little creepy, just something a little bit different. And I've seen some of you guys playing those games on stream and just getting the piss scared out of you. And I'll be honest, I mentioned it in Discord that I would have never believed that a game could get me on edge like that. I never would have believed, because I mean, I watch a horror movie or something and it doesn't really affect me. I don't get creeped out or scared by some of that stuff. But man, there were several jump piss my pant moments over the last couple of days streaming that.
I have to say, I will not play Outlast. That is the type of scary game I don't like. It's a lot of jump scares. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I don't like that. Like, I've played Alien Isolation, and there's a little bit of jump scare in Alien Isolation, but a lot more of it is just constant dread and thematic, cinematic, mental anguish, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. Outlast was more startle type of stuff at moments, right?
Right.
But that's okay. I mean, it was It got me. There's no doubt. And then everybody dropping in today that they're dropping the sound clips. Oh, like say Rhev or James, or people dropping the biddies just so they could get a reaction out of me. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, but yeah, those were the things that kind of got me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I did think it was nice though that I noticed James was dropping quite a few biddies, and he kept dropping in 100-bit emotes or chunks, which was nice. The last time I played Alien Isolation, one of the reasons I decided it was going to stop, it was like the same three people. It was like Coyote Wildfire and Myris and someone else, and they kept dropping like 1-bit cheers. And I was just like, I can't take this. I can't take this. They're going to give me a heart attack for a penny at a time. Like, you know what I mean? Because, roughly, like 1 bit is roughly 1 penny.
Yeah. I probably did that a few times to you too, but I think I at least went a nickel on them.
Yes.
I'm thinking.
I want to say hello to Grey Ghost, a.k.a. Greg. Well, for Halloween, I'm dressing up as Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. Say my name. So I had to shave my head. I had to shave it.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. James is trying to use the "Let's Go" command in your chat, though. I don't know if he realizes it.
Well, the "Let's Go." I mean, normally when I see you're the only one I really do it for. If you type it, I'll honor it. But you could give him one.
Let's go.
There you go, James. I played another one called The Park, which was very like delving into the mind of an insane person, sort of.
I think I saw you play that, right? Was it like an amusement park type place?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. And hello to Karoki. How's it going? And I'm very happy to have hosted you. James says, no, I know it doesn't work. I was just putting it up to mess with you. Yeah, so, by the way, I spent a lot of time over the last, I'll say, 2 months getting a lot of things going for the Proper Nerd between...
Yes, you have.
The stream store and working with Debach on the website and getting the merchandise store and getting the spoopy drinking. And I was sick for like 10 days right in the middle there. I was thinking to myself how you've been working on your overlays, and that's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And I want to maybe spend a little more time doing that. But how have you found, because we talked about this a little bit, you're not really quite happy with your overlays.
Yeah, it feels like it's a never-ending battle, man. I've been streaming now since June, and I've always been not a whiz with Photoshop, but I've always been fairly proficient. I used to handle all the artwork side for my band, right? So when I first started, I just went out and I found just some miscellaneous stuff online and just started throwing that shit up on the screen. And then I started messing around with when I made the move, I was using a lot of different sources for my notifications. Everything that goes around with my stream, was using a lot of different services. I moved everything to Stream Elements, and they've got their own themes, their own overlays that. And they've got super themes, what they call them. So you can get a theme, the one that I used to use for PUBG. So they had a starting screen, an in-game screen, a lobby chat screen. They had them all for you. But then I started getting to the point where, it's a lot of the games that I was doing, I wanted to have more and more of the game showing as much as possible and try to minimize the information on the screen as much as possible without losing it. You still want to make sure you're calling out to your subs and your followers and stuff like that, right? So I hopped in Photoshop and started screwing around. Matter of fact, I saw you doing it, and I'm like, fuck. I mean, why not just make them in there, right?
All right.
So that started probably about a month to a month and a half ago, and I kind of had a basic idea. And it's morphed. It feels like every weekend I make changes to it, and it changes just a little bit. I think I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm kind of getting a common theme all the way through them, to the point where I want to start making the theme I've got now, but customizing it to, you know, like Dead Cells. So if I'm playing Dead Cells, it's the same basic overlay, but it takes into account, you know, the area on the bottom that shows, you know, what weapons you have and excuse me, some of those different things, and customize it slightly to each of the different games. I think maybe the only one I won't mess with is the one that I'm using for FTL that you actually gave to me, because that's just a freaking cool looking overlay, right?
Funny thing is, that's one of the earliest overlays I ever did.
Really?
Yeah, and every time I look at it, I'm like, there's little tiny tweaks I needed to make, like putting in a recent subscriber. But otherwise, I just like it. It's simple and it works, and it really fits that game.
It really does. I mean, it's to the whole style of the game. You know, I made a couple of little modifications to it, just to better suit the things that I do with my stream, right?
Right.
But everything was already there in the Photoshop file, except for, you know, like naming all of the layers.
I know. AJ will never stop giving me shit about it. He is brutal. Because I just like, new layer, and I never name them, and it drives him insane.
Yeah, that was actually when I opened up that file. That was actually the first thing I did. I went through and I deleted all the layers that I knew I wasn't going to need. And then I went through and I named each layer so I could keep track of what was what.
Another thing I do, if I create 35 layers in a Photoshop document, and then I end up only using like 9 of them, like those other 26, they're there, they're just hidden.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do that too, though. And especially now, because it seems like I'm changing the one I've got. There may be elements that maybe I'm not using on something that, you know, I want to go back and grab that element, and it makes it a lot easier to do that. You don't have to worry about recreating it. You've got it there. You just fucking hide it, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Yep. And sometimes I look at it almost like previous versions. Like, oh well, if I leave these old layers there and down below, then I can see what I started with and where, you know, what my progress was, and that'll tell me why did I make this change? Because I can't remember anything. You know, I can't remember shit. So, but
right.
if I can see that, oh, that's right, I put that thing there because when I had this there, it was covering that thing that, you know.
Yep.
But yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
I totally understand your addiction. Dude, I feel the call. I feel every time I've streamed lately, and I like my current sort of generic default game overlay that I use. It's very plain. It's very basic. I'll just, real quick, just give me 1 second. 1 second.
1 second.
I'm going to just real quick, just so anyone watching knows what I'm talking about. The simple blue overlay that I use right here. It's just a very basic bar on the bottom. It's got my logo off to the side, and it's got the donation goal up on the top. It's very simple. But it works. Wait, no, that's not the right one. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, so one of the reasons I use that one is just because it just works. But, God, I'll tell you, man, the last week or two, every time I look over my own stream, I'm like, God, I need a new overlay. So I totally feel you.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've thought about doing what you do and doing a creative stream out of it. But my copy of Photoshop I've got on my MacBook Pro, which is, and my MacBook it's a late 2011 model, that I just had to recently completely bypass the graphics card in it, because it was fried, in order so I could continue to use the computer. So she can't really handle me streaming. So, you know, it is what it is. Plus, I don't know that anybody would enjoy watching me do the Photoshop stuff, because, the changes that I did this last weekend, you know, I set the laptop up in the living room while I'm watching football or something. I could spend 6 hours just because I'll get frustrated, and I'll just, fuck it. I'll look away from it for a half an hour, and then I'm like, oh, what if I did this? And then I go back and, you know what I mean? I got to kind of have that time.
When I do my creative stream, when I used to do a lot of creative streaming and I'd be working on my overlays constantly, I'd definitely get to that point where I'd be like thinking to myself, I want to just kind of not do this for a little while to give my brain a chance to sort of process what I've got done and then look at it in a little while and maybe something will click with me. But when you're streaming, you can't be like, all right, well, I'm going to sit here and watch YouTube videos for 20 minutes. Like,
right.
While I watch a YouTube video here and I have the overlay here that I'm working on and glance back and forth between the two until inspiration. You can't do that.
No. And I do that. I mean, YouTube is my friend when it comes to stuff because it's like, shit, this is what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it in Photoshop. So there you go to YouTube. Okay, let me see. I got to know how to do this, right?
Right. I mean, there were times that I would do creative streaming, and I'd be working in an overlay, and I know that there's a way to do this thing I want to do, but I can't remember what it. And so I go, okay, hold on, guys, and then I just go over here, and I'm on Google, searching on Google, and I'm like,
yeah.
So how's everyone doing? And I know it's not interesting to watch.
Yeah.
That's really sort of the biggest problem with, Okay, good night, James. Have a good one, brother.
See you, Riggs. Take care, buddy.
Oh, I think it's also worth mentioning that we heard from D-Bach probably about 30 minutes ago, and
we did.
His wifey Pooh is in labor.
Yes.
She's been induced after she's like 9 days late now? 10 days?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
Because it was a week from this past Friday was her due date. So,
yeah.
I'm a little annoyed. I apologize to everyone watching. I know my shirt is kind of chroma keying out, and I apologize for that. Oh, thank you very much, Coyote Wildfire, for the host. Let's give him a big old shout out to Coyote Wildfire.
Whoop,
whoop, whoop. Yeah, but anyways, I apologize to anyone watching for the chroma key. I don't.
That's kind of creepy when you look at it.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm a ghost, Rock. Maybe I followed you over from.
Outlast. You know what? There's some truth to that. It kind of does have that look. I can even see some of it in your beard too.
Really, in my beard too, huh?
Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
So, but you don't think you're gonna play any more? You don't think you're gonna be doing any more of the Outlaws? You think today was the last day, huh?
Well, I think for the time being, I wanted to do it specifically just because tomorrow's Halloween. But I'm in the middle of playing Hob, and so I certainly want to get back to playing that. I'm not quite sure how far along in that game I am. I'm the type of guy that if I take too much of a break from playing a game, it's going to be real tough for me to get back into it. And then today I was watching somebody play Dead Cells, so I might have to play that again.
Really? Who are you watching play Dead Cells?
This weird bald-headed dude.
Me. Let me do the D-Bach thing. It was me.
Yes.
Did you see that clip of D-Bach getting all happy and going?
Yes. Yeah, that was a lot of fun watching you play that game.
Dude, that is a really fun. And I'm not normally a platformer guy, but that really brought to me. It really reminded me of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which I played on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. Mm-hmm. It just the controls were really tight. There's only a couple times when I thought to myself, like, dude, I know I hit the roll button, but like it felt like it was just a little bit not quite as responsive as it should be. But for the most part, a very solid game.
Yeah, I've been playing it, and I haven't been playing it consistently, but I've been playing it now for probably 4 or 5 months. If I'd been playing it consistently, I'd probably be a lot farther than what I am. But in that 4 or 5 months, it's amazing just the changes that the devs have made to the game, the optimization of the game, the controls, as well as the added content. They continue to add content while improving the game and making it better. So yeah, I see a lot of good things for that game, man.
So let's talk about Dead Cells for a minute. So you and I both use the Steam controller, which we both love, which I will mention, if you've thought about getting one, it's on sale on Steam right now for $35. One of the things I was thinking about doing, I don't like the trigger buttons for the items. You know how, like, if you get grenades?
Yeah, the abilities,
I was thinking about remapping them to the paddles, the back paddles.
Yeah, you should be able to do that, right?
Yeah, because there were so many times where, because you use the right bumper to like open doors and pick things
Yeah.
up, you know, and left bumper to use your healing items. So you don't really need those that much. So I was thinking I
No,
should.
you really don't.
I was thinking I should move one of the two down because when combat was getting really hectic, there was one or two times where I'd hit the bumper when I meant to hit the trigger, or vice versa.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I figure, well, if I move one of those two to the back paddle, that might be better.
Yeah. Well, and you should be able to go in there and without changing the bumpers, just remap these anyway, leaving leaving the triggers like they are, and then that way, it's no harm, no foul, right?
Right, like just clone this to be the same as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a big deal.
Thank you very much, Fishing Tack Lee. So just so you know, I shaved my head for Halloween because I'm going as... Well, here, you know what? Let me see if you can guess who my costume is. I'm going to have Fishing Tack Lee see if they get the costume. Hang on a second. Say my name.
Say my name, say my name.
Yeah, so anyways, that's why I shaved my head. Yes, Heisenberg. Walter White from Breaking Bad. I got it with just the hat. Yes. Yeah. So, well, because I don't know if I told you this, Rock, but I'll tell you.
Tell me.
When I was a kid, there was a rule in my house. None of the children were allowed to pierce their ears, get a tattoo, or grow facial hair until they turned 18.
Okay.
Hard rule that my parents had. No piercings, no tattoos, no facial hair. That's for when you're an adult. And once you're an adult, you can make that decision. My sister still doesn't have any piercings. I still don't have any tattoos. Although I am thinking about getting one, as you know. But a few months after my 18th birthday, I was like, all right, I'm 18. I can grow facial hair now. I grew a goatee. And I've had either a goatee or a full beard pretty much ever since. I'll be 40 in December. So when I was thinking about what costume I wanted to do for Halloween this year, I'm like, well, it's got to be something that I can do with a goatee. Heisenberg. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
No, I mean I've seen it, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't. Sorry, it just wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't one of those shows that clicked. Is that a tear in your eye?
I thought we could be friends, but now I don't know anymore. I don't know. Okay, so let me just answer D-Bach real quick. He said, what is the benefit in a Steam controller versus a 360 controller?
D-Bach's here.
Yeah, D-Bach's here. I think he's sitting in the hospital on his phone, probably.
Yes.
So, yeah, dude, Breaking Bad is just one of the best written dramas ever. I mean, I tried to get my dad to watch it, and he gave it like 6 or 7 episodes. Like, he gave it a good try. And he said, I don't like this. I don't like the premise. I don't like the theory that this man, who is by all accounts like a good man, can just turn into a drug dealer because like he's made a couple bad life, like he didn't like it. And you have to understand, my dad was a high school teacher for most of his life.
Yes.
So I think for him it hit a little close to home.
Yeah.
So
what are you gonna do?
I loved Breaking Bad, though. It's one of my favorite shows I've ever seen. So, do you want to answer, D-Bach? What would you say the benefit is in the Steam controller over a 360 controller?
So here's where I'm at with because I used to before I got the Steam controller, I was using an Xbox 360 controller, just hooked it in the machine. The great thing about the Steam controllers, not only are there more buttons on this bad boy than what you're going to find on an Xbox controller, but every single button is customizably, you can map it to whatever you want on the keyboard. So literally when I'm playing PUBG with this thing, I even use it as I have combinations of buttons that I'll use where, I'm pulling this trigger back here. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm pressing that, and then I'm hitting the Y button over here because it does something different than when I'm not pressing this and I'm pressing the Y button. So you can map it out however you want, which is, I think, the beauty of it. One of the other cool things about the Steam controller is there's a gyroscope in this thing. So if you are playing a first-person shooter, you can set it up so that if you have your thumb on the mouse pad here, and then you just do slight movements like this up and down, it affects the crosshairs. Even if you're not playing a first-person shooter, but it affects the placement of your cursor on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, it is almost like having another D-pad, just tilting the controller one direction or this way you can set that up to be a thing. I'll tell you one of the things I like is, and this took a little getting used to coming from a Xbox controller. This one here can function like a D-pad. This is a D-pad over here, and this one is over here, but this also can function like a, I don't know, what do you call them? Those things that are on laptops that sometimes have the square in place of a mouse?
Trackpad.
Yeah. This is like a trackpad. So you can do this and move the mouse around your screen, and it's very touch sensitive. But it's
also clickable.
What's that?
And it's also clickable,
yeah,
right?
You can also press down on it. And same with the D-pad on this side. You can press down on it. But that functions more like a standard D-pad. I don't know. I just really like it. And I can't believe how much... I've gotten a lot of life. I just got some regular Duracell batteries in there. Oops! I just turned it on.
Whoops!
And it's lasted me quite a while, so I've been pretty happy with it. The funny thing is, I keep my Xbox controller here, but it's wired. It's a wired controller. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. I'll use my skin as a... But yeah, it's wired. And that fact alone now is why I'm using the Steam controller more and more and more. And I keep it right there just on the off chance that I ever want to go back to it, but I don't.
No, I know. And you're right about the battery life. You know how much I use my Steam controller, right? I haven't put a set of batteries in these in almost 2 months.
Yeah. And my wife and I usually buy batteries every Christmas time because usually some website will be like, oh, buy this 48 pack of AA's for $3. Like if you shop around, you can usually find, around Christmas time, you can find multi-bundles of batteries dirt cheap. So, I don't know. Anyways, this is not a commercial for the Steam controller. I apologize if it's coming off that way.
And if it was, we'd be making a lot more money.
I know, right? Speaking of making a lot more money, are you aware that the Proper Nerds has launched a store? You can buy all your favorite merchandise. Click on the store. I don't even know what I have it labeled as. Hang on.
Go to propernerds.com for all the links.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, propernerds.com. That was something D-Box set up. T-shirts and other merch is what the link down below is. Yeah, D-Box did a hell of a job on that website, man.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's pretty cool. And that's what I've been doing, since we're talking about it. I've been directing everybody. If you go to propernerds.com, you check it out, you can get a link to our Discord. You can get a link to the merchandise store. You can get all that information there. I think there's going to be, or there already is, an events page on there?
No, not yet. Honestly, I don't know how much we're going to use the events, because really the only event... I mean, if other people start using the events, that'd be great, and maybe that'd be something we would look into. But right now, the only thing we're doing the events for is the drinking with friends, which, by the way, there will be something coming up in Discord in the next few days. We'll be announcing the next drinking stream. So stay tuned. If you're not already in the Discord, please make sure you join it. Oh,
get there.
D-Box says there is.
Hey.
Well, look at that.
Bless his heart.
I know. He's on it. Look at this. His wife's in labor, and he's sitting here on the stream helping us out.
I know. Newest featured streamer.
Yep. Now, you've got Hob coming up tomorrow. You're gonna be playing Hob tomorrow.
Wednesday. Yes.
And then we won't see you for a little while.
Yeah, well, I'll still be streaming on Wednesday and then Thursday, and then I'll be done. The wife and I, a week ago tomorrow, celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary.
Guys, come on, let's show some hype in chat. 30 years of marriage.
Let's go.
Whoop.
I can't believe she stuck with me that long. No, that's all right. So we always we usually. Well, she always gets away, usually to Florida, once or twice a year. But we've got a timeshare property down there, along with some of the other members of our family. So that's where we always go. It's been a long time since just the two of them. Matter of fact, it was our 15th anniversary. It was the last time the two of us went away, just the two of us, for a real vacation. So this year we decided, we're just going to take a week, just the two of us. So Saturday, we're flying out Saturday, heading down to Florida for a week, and going to have some fun and lay in the sun. And I'll be checking in, and you'll see me around Discord and stuff. I just won't be streaming that week. That's all.
All right.
So it should be a good time.
Yeah, that's great. That's one of the nice things about the Discord is, like Knox and I both went through that really bad flu. Like I was out for about 7 or 8 days. I didn't stream for a full 5 days, and 1 or 2 of those streams were like before I stopped streaming. I had 1 or 2 really terrible, like I was just sick streams, and then the first 1 or 2 when I came back were really terrible.
Yeah.
But even when I was sleeping 20 hours a day, I'd wake up, get in Discord on my phone, blah, 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 and then just pass back out. I mean, it is a great way to keep
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to have it just on your damn computer.
He may not want to answer exactly where in Florida he is. I know Coyote Wildfire and I had a little moment not too long ago, and I'm not mad. There's no problem. But he announced the name of a town right after I'd said, "Oh, I'm like X number of minutes away from the nearest big town near me is X," and he goes, "Oh, is that?" And then he named a town. I was like, "Dude, I don't usually tell people exactly where I am. I usually just say like, oh, I'm in the Finger Lakes of New York State."
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
But yeah. I don't know if you feel the same way. You probably don't want everyone knowing.
No. I mean, we're going to be on the Gulf Coast, so it'll be warm enough to be about 80 degrees every day. So that's all I need, man. Give me a cocktail. I'm gonna sit on the beach all day.
I've always hated Florida, but going down this time of year seems smart.
Yeah, we usually will head down around October, and we're usually we usually stay in the Orlando area. And there's just so many damn people there, and it is what it is. But I couldn't stand to be. I've got several friends that live down in Florida in different areas. People that live, near Lakeland. People that live near Orlando, and it's just, man, the summertime it'd be too fucking hot for me down there. I can tell you right now. There's just no way I could live that way.
The last time I went to Florida, it was during the summer, and it was like the highs were over 100 every day, and I got physically ill going from air conditioning to heat to a car that has air conditioning to heat to air con. Just the constant changing of temperature, I got like really sick and I was throwing up. But like high of 80 sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and it's finally, here in Southeast Michigan, it's finally starting to turn. It's finally starting to turn chilly. I mean, it was, I think, 34 degrees when I left the house this morning to go to the office. So it's finally starting to get chilly, and then kind of rainy and icky. So sunshine at 80 sounds pretty damn good.
I don't know if you're looking at chat, but we just had 2 amazing ideas. So the first is saying IRL cocktail stream from the beach. Please try.
Let's go.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Yeah, I know you can stream right from your phone. I've never set it up. I know there's a way. And then the other one is if you're close enough, D-Box says he lives in the Gulf too. You could get some pictures with the newborn D-Box baby boy.
Uh-oh. Look out now.
And he's also from South Michigan.
Come on. Are you kidding me? We'll you know what? We'll chat in DMs, D-Bach, and we'll see what's up. I'm in Southeast Michigan.
It's so weird how Twitch really makes you kind of realize how small of a world things are at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right on.
So I was doing a stream the other day, and this guy joined, named Neridan, and the name looked familiar, but I thought, oh, well, he's probably just a Team MZ member that I've watched, or I've hosted into, or I've talked to on the, there's so many people on Twitch, I'm sure it's just, but the name looked familiar, right? So then he was talking in chat, and I'm playing the game, and I'm kind of talking in chat, and chat's talking to each other. And then someone said something about a guild, and he goes, oh, I've been in the same guild for 15 years. And they're like, oh, that's amazing. He goes, yeah, Sterling Order of the Knights. And I'm like, I know who you are. We played World of Warcraft together. I applied to your guild, and your guild master was an asshole to me and told me I couldn't join. And he's like, wait, who are you? I'm like, Rhev. I was Rhev. He's like, I don't remember. I'm like, my best friend is Luca, who may have gone by Cosmonaut, but you probably know him as Bob. He goes, oh my God, I know Bob. That's Codier's brother. I'm like, yeah, it's Codier's brother-in-law.
Small world, man.
I love Bob.
Small world, right?
Yeah, so then he joined the Partners Discord.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think he popped into the drinking stream too, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah.
On Friday night.
Ever since then, he's kind of been in and out a little bit around. I mean, I remember him being a nice guy, even though I kind of had really, really sour taste in my mouth from what that guild. So it's a super, super elitist guild because they're like, you know how Proper Nerds were all like, hey, we're all about being friends and we kind of have a little family here, blah, blah, blah. They're like that, but they're also like, we don't want anyone except like the best of the best, like that we really want. Like we don't want new people.
Oh,
so when Bob and I both went to join, Bob was pretty much already in because his brother-in-law was an officer. But Bob's like, yeah, we're going to do a joint app, me and Pete together, because, we're best friends. And they're like, no, don't do that. Just app separately. You'll get in before him, and then you can get it. So so we did this, and we did this process over like 6 months. It was like a 6-month application process. But Bob had already started it like 2 or 3 months before when he had met them at a real life meetup. So they kind of were like, so after about 4 months, they're like, okay, Bob, you're in. 5 days later, the guild leader's like, yeah, no, it's not working out. Because they just wanted Bob. They didn't want me.
Dirty bastards.
Yeah.
Those dirty bastards.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You showed them.
Dude, here's the real thing. Would you want to be a part of a group that wouldn't want you?
The best of the best of the best.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, no, I get it.
I was mad, but I was like, well, I'm not going to beg them.
Right? Why would you?
Yeah, I'm like, no, you don't want me? Okay, fine, fuck you then.
Right.
And that really pissed off Bob. So then Bob left the guild 4 days after he'd gotten accepted. He's like, no, fuck you. You don't want this guy? Then I don't want to be a part of you either.
Boom.
Yeah. Story time. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry, I know I'm kind of rambling. I apologize.
He's just a rambling man.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's talk cereal here. Ready? Super cereal. So obviously you got Hob coming up, and you got Dead Cells.
Yes.
What other games are on your radar? I mean, I know PUBG is sort of always in the background there.
Yeah.
But do you got any other games that are maybe on the horizon, or you're looking at in the future, or you're thinking about trying out, or?
I think I'm not big on scoping out like the big name games that you see coming down the pipe. That's just not my thing. Don't get me wrong. If they announced Portal 3 tomorrow, I would be the first in line to pre-order it. And even if if Half-Life 3 ever happened, I'd be all about that too. So I'm looking at a couple of different things. I'm I like watching for new indie games that are coming out that just kind of catch my eye. That's how I came across Hob. I saw Geekonomicon playing it, and I'm like, God, it's beautiful. It looks like fun. Let's try it. I am thinking about, and I might do this after Hob. I'm thinking about going back and playing the original Fallout. Never played it. The first Fallout game I ever played was Fallout 3. So I'm thinking about going back and playing the original, doing a first playthrough of the original Fallout. Picked it up, I don't know, what was it, a month or two ago. They had it free on Steam at the anniversary time,
right,
of the game. So yeah, I'm definitely looking at that one. And I've got a couple other games in Steam that I haven't played that I'd like to check out. That was a game that you turned me on to. I watched you playing it. The Final Chapter, is that what it's called, or Final Station?
Last Station.
The Last Station. That's what it is. I've got a copy of that. I wouldn't mind taking a look at. But every now and then I find myself coming back to games, and I don't know what it is. I have a hard time playing them on stream. I love RimWorld, but I struggle with playing that game on stream. I do play it off stream, and the same thing with Oxygen Not Included. So they're, if you're not familiar with that one, it's kind of a time management, resource management type game, just like RimWorld, and they all have their own little things to them. But I struggle with playing those on stream, and I'm not sure why, but I do. I love playing them, and I think maybe it's because I have to. There's times where I just have to hit the pause button and just kind of separate myself for a few minutes from it, and then come back to it. And I think, as you mentioned, PUBG is always gonna find its way in there one way or another.
Such a fun game. It's in a bit of a bad state. Like a week or two ago, I played one or two games off stream every once in a while. Just boot it up, play for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I had my first experience with an obvious hacker, like an obvious cheater. I was in a building, and I was in the corner with the window, like the window was here, so I wasn't looking out the window because I was looking down a field where I had seen someone, and like I don't remember if I'm gonna say I was in Pollyanna, but I might have been in Chinky, one of those towns.
Yeah.
So there was a city behind me, and I know that no one was gonna see me, wherever. And all of a sudden I heard gunshots from fairly close, but not inside the house that I was in. And then I was killed by like a P1911, which is a pistol.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I never heard glass breaking either. So none of the shots went through the window. Like the shots went through walls.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, all right. My first thought was, did I just get hacked? Like, did someone just cheat? And I thought, let me look at my thing because, it was just far enough into the game where, like, people would have had time to loot some stuff. It wasn't like we had just landed and I got killed by a 1911.
Right.
I was like, well, let me see. Maybe someone was in the building and I never saw them. And, they came up behind me and shot me, even though the gunshots sounded like they were definitely outside of the building. And I sat there and watched my crate, and after like 30 seconds, no one looted my crate. So I was like, someone shot me through a wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre.
Kuroki says, Rock's a bit like myself. I love indie games. So I want to throw a game out there just to put it on your radar. I'm not saying that you have to play it. One of my all-time favorite indie games. It's like FTL and then Turmoil. Put Turmoil on your wish list on Steam. It is without it. I say that it was my favorite game of 2016. But
really,
it's definitely my favorite indie game of 2016.
Okay.
But I mean, Fallout 4 came out in 2016, so You know, I really loved Fallout 4. There were a lot of really good games in 2016, but Turmoil, man, I love that game.
I've added it to my wish list.
Yes.
Done and done.
And actually, I think my fourth ever Rev's Palaver, I spoke to one of the developers.
That's cool.
Of Turmoil. And that was really nice. And we got to talk about Turmoil, and we got to talk about some of their other games from that company and some of the games that they had coming out. And so you can see that if you go back and look all the way down. This is episode 51, so you have to go all the way back to episode 4.
Way, way, way back.
Yep. And Matt just did !oil, which is a Discord command. If you do !oil in Discord, you'll see me fanboying out. I totally fanboyed out when I was talking to him.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was a little. No, it wasn't embarrassing. I can see how people might think it was embarrassing, but dude, I love this game. I love the company.
That's cool, man. No, that's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. You know, now that we're talking about it, because I pulled Steam up, and I'm kind of looking at some of the games that I've got going on, and getting back to your other question. One of the and this is actually something I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about getting back into and I just said it there a second ago, didn't I? Planet Coaster. Sorry. I was always into. I spent a lot of time playing SimCity 4.
Mm-hmm.
I spent an enormous amount of time playing SimCity 4, where I was modding my own buildings, and I was writing scripts, you name it. I spent a lot of time in that game. The newest SimCity game can't hold a torch to SimCity 4, I don't think. But Planet Coaster, those type of sim games, I've always been fascinated by, and God, I love roller coasters. So I do enjoy Planet Coaster. I just don't know. I've seen some people streaming Planet Coaster, and man, they're just so freaking creative that I don't know that I could even come close to being that creative and being that entertaining with it.
Well, but you know my rule, man. You know my rule when it comes to streaming.
Yeah, if you're not having fun,
yeah,
you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you gotta just enjoy what you're doing because you enjoy it. That's my motto.
True story.
I really feel it. How about you know what? I just realized we got like 14 minutes left, and there was one other thing I wanted to talk about if you want to go into it. If you'd rather say, no, let's talk about that off stream, that's fine. You and I were talking a little bit about, you were thinking about setting up some sort of a podcast.
Yeah, I don't mind talking about that. I've been thinking about doing something. Obviously I've watched your show quite a bit, and I know that at times you get into like the personal side of the people you're talking with, but the focus is usually on the games, and it's usually on the streamer and stuff like that. And I've thought about potentially doing something that focuses kind of on the life behind the stream of the streamer. I just think about I think about the different personalities that we come across on a daily basis, right?
Right.
And just to get to know them outside, I think about Reduxa, who this last weekend was on the road traveling, going doing it's bluegrass, right? That Reduxa does. I think she's in a bluegrass band.
Her band just got signed to a record label too.
Yeah. So, I can certainly relate to life on the road. So it's, it'd be kind of cool to, not talk about, the games and the streams and stuff, but what do you do when you're not in front of the camera? Right? What's your life like? What's your job? What's, what are your hobbies and stuff like outside of the gaming side of it, right? So, it's still very, very early stages for me. I still want to make sure I can kind of polish up what it is that I do on stream before I jump too much into that.
Mm-hmm.
and it'll probably take me a while. And I know I discussed with you that I'll certainly rely on you heavily for some tips and pointers and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I got to be honest. As much as I love sitting around and playing video games and chatting with people, this is what I love the most. I love doing this, and I love doing on Fridays. I love doing the Team MZ Streamer of the Week podcast, and I love the drinking with friends that we've done. I like this. I like just talking with someone, and we got chat there, and down below me on the screen, people can see what's being said in chat as well if they're not looking at their chat window. Like, for example, if you're watching on mobile, right, you have to turn your phone like this to get your chat window to pop up, and then the video is this small. But if you leave it like this, then you can at least see what's being said in chat, and this way I can, I hope people know that whenever I do this type of thing, I want chat to be a part of it as well. Drinking with friends equals poor life decisions. No, I think drinking with friends has been an amazing life decision, Myris.
Myris dropped a "Let's go" in there too. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Yep. And then Impulse Skink, who I used to see all the time. He used to be quite a streamer, but I think he's just pretty busy with college. And he's got a super hot girlfriend. Oh my God. Rock.
Boom.
Rock.
Boom.
Dude, you know the term punching above your weight?
Oh, yeah. Max
is punching so far above his weight. It's hilarious. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Max is packing like 9 inches in his pants or something. I don't know. There's only one flaw with her, as far as I can tell, and that's that she won't let him eat her ass. And that's like, oh, what is this, some sort of prude? I hope he's still here, because I'm saying these things to embarrass him,
Right on.
Yeah, Myra says
That's
I wouldn't
funny.
be here. Myris would not be one of the active, proper nerds people if it weren't for Impulse Skink.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's the beautiful thing about Twitch, though. It's like you make friends, and then you meet new friends, and then maybe you find someone else you start liking, and that's how it goes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Find a community, you get involved, and you meet some cool people, and then just keep meeting new cooler people.
Well, when I met you, and Rock, please understand what I'm about to say. I mean with absolutely zero offense, so please don't take it that way. You had a few regulars, but they were very, specific. Like, you had one guy that would only watch you when you were playing PUBG. And then you had one guy who would only watch you when you were playing Portal.
Yeah.
It was almost like they liked you, but they liked that game more. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. No, I get it, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's, it's always good to have those people stop by the stream and say hi. And, if they just want to watch what it is that they want to watch, that's cool. I got no problem with that. Because I'm having fun anyway. But, it takes time. I mean, it's after, you just grind away on it, and little by little people show up, and they start chatting with you, and you get to know them, and next thing you know, they just keep coming back.
Yeah. I always feel a little guilty, because I know you tend to go live at about 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, who, by the way, I hope everyone knows you can find Rock over on twitch.tv/rock_N_rage. His URL is there underneath his head, but I hope if you haven't already, you have tossed Rock and Rage a follow. Rock, say something in chat just so people can easily click on your name and toss you a follow, if you would.
You got it.
I feel a little guilty sometimes, because I tell people I watch the people I like watching because I like watching them.
Yeah.
I watch Rock because I like watching Rock. But a lot of times I really can't get over to your stream until 7 o'clock, because I'm doing stuff with the wifey until then, or sometimes I got other stuff I've got to do at that time, and I'm kind of in and out.
Yeah, no, you know what? I I get what you're saying. You know, I love watching your stream. But that also happens in the middle of the day when I'm at the office, and my day, some days I can sit at my desk all afternoon and not have much going on, and there's other days where I can't see out from underneath the pile of paperwork on my desk, and whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, I don't know how many times you see me in chat, type in AFK just because, a machine broke down, so I got to run out on the shop floor and find out what's going on,
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from, but we both know. I mean, there's no reason to feel that way.
Yeah. Never enough hours in the day to do all the things you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, a genie pops out of a bottle and says, I'm going to give you 8 hours a day that you'd normally be at work. I'm going to just send a hologram in there, or a ghost, or a clone, or a duplicate. You got an extra 8 hours every day. What are you spending that time on?
I'd probably take half of that time and spend it with my wife, and then the other half would probably be playing video games.
Oh, okay. I was kind of expecting golf to be in the mix there somewhere.
You know what? Typically I play 9 holes a week, and that's probably why I can shoot right around 47. But I'll probably save more of that until after I retire.
Well, and of course, being a northerner like I am, it's really only a good 4 to at most 6 months that you get to play.
Yeah, we don't get a ton of time to play. Although I will say last year was weird for us. My brother-in-law and I play. My brother-in-law and I, we have a standing Friday night date. We play 9 holes after work and then go out to dinner. The wives usually join us for dinner and stuff. But last year, the week before Christmas, we got out and played 9 holes in Michigan, which was the most bizarre thing. It was just, we kept looking at each other thinking, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
But the golf courses were loving it, man. I mean, they had people lined up trying to get out there. So
I remember last winter, I was walking around in shorts, barefoot, in a t-shirt outside, going, "Is it the middle of December? What is going on here?
Yeah.
What is this? Is this the global warming that people were talking about? What is?" But some people, or sometimes it's just some years that's the way it goes, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, there's no question.
I am a total duffer. I haven't set foot on a course in probably 15 years, but I was a total duffer. I was one of those guys that you would watch me tee off and you'd be like, holy shit, this guy's going to be good. And then I'd be on the green and it'd take 4 strokes just to get it. I'd get it on the green in 2 and then like putt, miss.
Yeah.
Putt, tap it in.
I've seen you do that in golfing with friends too.
Yeah, we gotta set up another one of those too. That's always
James
fun.
is it anyway. I'm planning on because I'm planning on I believe it's going to be Thursday the 16th. I think is when I'm going to be doing another golfing with friends on a Thursday night. I think that's the Thursday, a week before Thanksgiving.
Well, you realize that's also the night before. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we just give away the date of the next Drinking with Friends? Maybe we did.
I don't know. It's possible.
Maybe people who have tuned in to the Rev's Palaver just got a little secret info before it was ready to be announced.
Yes. A little exclusive.
Damn, I ruined it. I spoiled it. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get the forum going for everyone else to join in because we've already got our main setup with the featured streamer, so now we're going to need a couple guests, right?
Yeah, right on, man.
And you're going to be there for it?
I'm planning on being there, man.
That'll be awesome.
You guys were nice enough to let me hop in at the end there this last time. But I wasn't able to be there for the whole thing, but it was still a good time.
D-Box says he doesn't own Golf with Friends, but he will buy it to play with us.
Yes.
It's a fun time, especially if James X Anarchy is there. AKA the asshole.
Yes. He likes to be the asshole in the game. That game's a lot of fun, man.
Karoki says he'll buy it too.
There you go.
We may have a full house.
Yes, keep an eye on my channel in the Discord. I'll be making announcements there to firm it up.
Dude, you can always make an event. Just go to your dashboard
Yeah,
and make an event like I did with Spoopy drinking. And there
yeah. I
you
was
go. And
gonna,
then
I
you
was
can
gonna,
always,
I was gonna
anytime
do
you
that.
talk about it, be like, boom, here's the link to the event.
Yeah, I was gonna do that this month because we did it last month. Because I figured maybe do it once a month on a Thursday night. It's a lot of fun.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is. Well, Rock, brother, I love you. I really do.
I love you too, Rod.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up, though. Is there anything
Yeah,
else you
man.
wanted to talk about or chat about or anything you wanted to talk about before we get going?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, we'll find something to toss a host to, but as you probably know, the way I like to end my stream is the same. We're going to do this thing, and we're going to say goodnight to everyone, and we'll drop a host bomb on someone. But why don't you do me the favor of giving everyone the last word?
So if I get the last word, you can't respond, right?
Other than to say goodbye.
Okay, so here's the last word. Listen, guys, I don't know how much you guys know how much this man here does for the Proper Nerds, but I want you to know he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, as do all the feature streamers. But this man here is amazing. The stuff he's done in the last month, stop it. The stuff he's done in the last month has been amazing. So I wanted to give a very special shout out to my man Dos Rhev. Thank you so much for everything you do for the Proper Nerds. And that's all I got to say for you.
All right. We'll see y'all later, everyone. Take care of
See ya.
yourselves, and I'll be back tomorrow at noon. Later, Rock. I love you, brother.
Let's go. See you, brother.
Bye-bye.